Good morning, students. Now, today we will start the new chapter in business, that chapter 7, directing. After staffing, your next step is directing. So, first of all, let's understand the meaning of a directing. Directing, it includes all those activities which are designed to encourage subordinates to work effectively and efficiently. Exactly, directing function of management is concerned with instructing, guiding, inspiring, and motivating the employees in the organization so that their efforts result in achievements of organizational goals. Okay, so that means after the staffing function, the right person is placed at the right position in the organization. This we have already discussed in the previous chapter. But actual work begins only when these persons get instructions from their superiors. So, directing does not mean only instruction, but it also includes supervising the employees when they are performing the job, motivating them to perform more efficiently, and leading them towards the achievement of organizational goals. So, that means after preparing the plans, designing the organization structure, and arranging the necessary human force, the next major managerial function is to direct the activities of employees. So, directing aims to ensure that activities of all the employees are mobilized towards organizational goals. It is connecting link between the preparatory functions of the management, that means planning, organizing, staffing, and the function of controlling. So, the meaning of the directing, it refers to the process of instructing, guiding, counseling, motivating, and leading people in the organization to achieve its objective. Or in short, it is concerned with the influencing the behavior of human resources. Now let's start the next topic in this, that is directing function. First function I have written, directing initiates action. Directing initiates action means other function prepares a base or setting of action. That means how action has to be carried on the directing, initiate or start action. So by giving directions or instructions, the managers get the work started in the organization. Or maybe direction makes things happen. Planning, organizing, and staffing functions create the conditions for taking appropriate actions, whereas directing function initiates action in the organization. So it translates plans into action. So this is in short way you can learn. It translates plans into actions, or maybe direction is also known as management in action. Now, the second function, continuing function. That means directing is an ongoing function of the management, and manager needs to give order to his subordinates, motivate them, lead them, and guide them on the continuous basis. That's why directing is a continuous process, because a manager cannot just rest after issuing the orders and the instructions. He has to continuously guide, supervise, and motivate his subordinates. So he must continuously take steps to make sure that orders and instructions are carried out properly. Okay. Now after that, the third function is directing takes place at every level. Directing takes place at every level. That direction is a pervasive function, as it is performed by all the managers at all the levels. It is performed in the context of superior-subordinate relationship, and every manager has a subordinate to work under his command, and he is responsible for getting things done by him. However, the time spent in directing is comparatively more at operational level of management. So directing takes place wherever superior and subordinate relation exists. So that means it is a pervasive function. It exists everywhere in all the levels of the management, but it takes more time at the operational level of management. So wherever we see the superior subordinate relation, there this directing exists. Now the next function I have written over here, directing flows from top to bottom. Directing flows from top to bottom. It means directing is the first initiated at the top level and flows to the bottom through organizational hierarchy, and directing is the function of a superior. So that means superior has to motivate them, guide them, supervise and issue the instructions to his subordinates, not vice versa. So directions are given by the managers to their subordinates, and every manager can direct his immediate subordinate and can take directions from immediate boss. So directing starts from top level and flows to the lower level. Next one is the performance oriented. Performance oriented means directing is a performance. The main motive of directing is bringing efficiency in performance. So directing converts plans into performance, and performance is the essence of directing. So directing function directs the performance of the individual towards achievements of organizational goal. Now the last function is the human element. That means we know it is concerned with the direction of the human efforts towards the enterprise objectives. So direction deals exclusively with the human element, or you can say the directing function involves study and molding of the human behavior. It improves interpersonal and intergroup relationship, and it motivates employees to work with their best ability. Okay, now after the functions, now the next topic is importance of the directing function. So the first importance of the directing, the first one is to initiate action. To initiate action means the employees in the organization start working only when they get instructions and directions from their superiors. So in the directing function, the superior direct the actions of the employees towards the predetermined goals of the organization. So if the directing function is executed successfully, then it will result in the unity of direction and achievement of the organizational goals. So in other words, you can say that directing helps the management to supervise, communicate, lead and motivate the people at work to function in the desired way for achieving the organizational objectives. Now the second importance is to integrate employees' efforts. To integrate employees' efforts means in the organization, number of employees are working at the different levels and in the different job positions. So the employees may differ in their levels of authority and the type of the job also, but all are interrelated to each other as they are the part of one organization. So when the employees are working at the different levels, then their efforts are integrated and they coordinate only with the help of directing functions, as while issuing the instructions, the continuity of the work can be maintained. Okay, or maybe in other words, the organizational objectives can be achieved only when individual efforts are integrated. That means directing integrates employees' efforts in such a way that every individual effort contributes to the organizational performance. For example, a good leader can convince his subordinates that group efforts will help to achieve organizational goals. Now the third one, means of motivation. Means of motivation means directing function does not mean giving orders only, but through directions and instructions, the superiors try to motivate the employees to perform their best ability. So motivation is a very important element of a directing, because directing function develops the feeling of belongingness and it always encourages the employees to perform at to their best ability. Or in other words, that every employee has a potential and the capacity which needs to be harnessed by the superiors only. So by using the element of the direction, that means by the supervision, by the motivation or by the good leadership and the communication, the efficiency of the employees can be raised through willing cooperation. Now the next importance is bring stability and balance in the organization. Directing function always tries to create balance in the organization. Generally, when the employees are working at the different levels and they develop different attitudes, and the balance between their attitudes is made by directing function. For example, the salesman may insist on reduction of a price to get more orders, whereas the high officials are against the reduction as it will bring down or reduce their total revenue. So the directing function always tries to balance between both the attitudes by instructing and guiding the salesperson to find out other means and ways of increasing sale. But sometimes there can be difference of the attitude between the employee and the employer. Here also directing function creates balance. And how they create the balance? By instructing the employees that their interest and the organization's interest are in the same direction. For example, you can say like employees want more earnings and organization wants more production. So the employees can earn more by producing more, which will achieve the organizational goal also. So in this way, the directing always creates the stability and balance in the organization. Now the last importance is to facilitate change. Facilitate change, generally the employees hesitate in accepting the changes, but through directing function the changes can be implemented more easily, as while giving the directions the superiors guide the subordinates that the changes are better for them also. For example, we can say when the company is planning to computerize its working, generally the employees hesitate to accept it as they are not aware of the technology. But when in the directing function the employees are guided that through change they will also be updated, and they will also will have chance of learning new technology which will increase their values in the market. So through proper guidance the employees happily accept the changes. So these all are the importance of the directing function.